Welcome to Look Movie Recaps. Today we are recapping a 2021 action and revengeful movie called Without Remorse by Michael B. Jordan. Keep spoilers alert. In the starting scenes, a team of U.S. Navy SEALs including Senior Chief John Kelly is sent to Syria to rescue a CIA operative taken hostage by a suspected pro-Assad paramilitary group from Syria. The situation escalates as the SEALs discover that the captors are actually Russian military. John is so curious and wants to know why instead of Syrian army, they found Russian army. CIA officer Robert Ritter sarcastically replies to him that he doesn't see any Russians. Shortly, a bomb is thrown at them and one of them is killed. Ritter insists that priority is securing the hostage. Amidst gunshots from the Russian soldiers, they are able to successfully extract their target. 3 months later, in apparent return from their role in the mission, they are all with their families. In the process, one of the U.S. SEALs that attended the Syrian rescue mission is intentionally knocked by a car while he is taking out garbage. Another one is shot dead in the middle of traffic and other members of the team are covertly killed one by the Russian Federal Security Service operatives. While Kelly is at home with his wife, he lets her go to sleep and Kelly goes down in his basement to listen to music. The Russians invade his home. They remove power and they enter inside. They kill Pam, his pregnant wife. When he finds out that someone has broken into his house, Kelly comes out with his gun and shoots and kills 3 of the 4 assassins. When he finds the 4th one, they go into a gunfight and they all shoot at each other. Both severely injured. The assassin points his gun to Kelly and shoots, but fortunately he's out of bullets. The assassin manages to escape before being caught. Kelly is rushed to the hospital with near-fatal wounds. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., SEAL team leader and friend to Kelly, Lieutenant Commander Karen Greer, meets with CIA officer Robert Ritter and Secretary of Defense Thomas Clay to discuss how the FSB discovered the SEALs' identities and review their response options. Leaked news of Russia's unprecedented attack on American soil has caused the already strained relationship between the two nations to sour further, possibly causing a new Cold War. The CIA refuses to conduct an investigation into the murders. Kelly, while in the hospital, gets vision of his now deceased wife and he gets a seizure and later he wakes up. While on his recovery journey, Lieutenant Commander Karen Greer is forced to pass confidential information to Kelly. After she realizes that the FBI is not willing to do a thing to the murder of U.S. soldiers on U.S. soil, Greer shows Kelly their attackers and Kelly realizes that one man who escaped does not appear anywhere. Lieutenant Greer informs him that he is considered as a ghost. She tells Kelly about an ex-FSB who issued the passports of the Russians he killed in his house. Kelly must hunt down the mentioned Russian ex-FSB operative to tell him the name of the surviving assassin. Later on, Kelly tracks down the Russian ex-FSB operative. He finds him and knocks his vehicle down and puts it on fire. He enters the car and forces him to give up the name of the surviving assassin. When he gives him the name, Kelly kills him. He is arrested and sent to prison for murder. Greer comes to visit him and Kelly tries to bargain his way out of prison. He tells her to send a message to Secretary of Defense Robert Clay. He tells her to tell him that he got information and name of the other Russian assassin who killed his wife and escaped. He got the information from the ex-FSB operative before he killed him. He added that it should be done as soon as possible because he is not safe inside prison. Russians can find him. While he is in his cell, they attempt to murder him, but he manages to fight them all. He beats them one by one and he closes his cell. He holds some as hostages inside his cell. While on his strike, the United States Marshal arrives with a phone from Greer. He receives it and she tells him to calm down and follow the United States Marshal and to trust him. He follows them and he is taken to a meeting with the Secretary of Defense and CIA operatives. He mentions a name, Victor Rikov. He is asked how he knows that name. And he tells them that he is the escaped assassin from his house, the guy that killed his wife. They all look surprised. They now need to capture Victor Rikov and an operation is handed to Greer. Kelly wants to be part of it also, which Clay accepts. He tells him when he comes back he will go back and serve his sentence in the U.S. penitentiary. Kelly flies to Murmansk in Russia with Greer and a CIA black operations team. On their way, Kelly tells Greer that before he killed the ex-Russian FSB operatives he said to him that death follows him wherever he goes and that he was right, because all his family died because of him. Later, planning to halo jump into Russia, they are attacked by a Russian fighter plane. A missile is launched at their plane and it is hit. Their plane crashes into the Barents Sea. Kelly dives into the wreckage to recover essential gears. While underneath the sea, Kelly manages to get the gears including a Zodiac boat, but he is out of oxygen and is almost drowning. He manages to find his way to the top of the sea. They use the Zodiac boat to sail off to land. The team arrives in Murmansk and finds Ritter, who didn't travel with them, which leads Kelly to presume and hold him responsible for their crush and intelligence leaks. In an heated argument, Kelly strangles Ritter. When questioning him as to what their true purpose for traveling to Russia is, Ritter swears and informs Kelly that he is not accountable for any of the allegations he is making against him. He believes him. Ritter leads the team to Rykov. On reaching the building where he is, they start planning on how they will capture him, but Kelly goes off the mission to confront Rykov alone. He locks his teammates on the other side of the corridor. He continues his way to Rykov, who he finds wearing a suicide vest, claiming that he is a deep cover CIA asset. He admits of being sent by the CIA to Kelly's house, and tells him that all this was a setup that began in Syria. He continues that he is just a pawn serving a bigger course. Rykov detonates the vest, killing himself. The team becomes pinned down by sniper fire. One of them is hit by the sniper shorts. Russian police arrives and the snipers gun down 2 police officers. Kelly mentions that the killing of the Russian police officers will be pinned to them. Despite their best efforts, they are still unable to pinpoint the precise location of the snipers. The team realizes that the mission was a setup to have American soldiers be killed on Russian soil to start a war. Lieutenant Greer tells her team that she won't allow anyone to be left on Russian soil. She tells Kelly to try find a way out. He makes way and Lieutenant Greer is able to locate one of the snipers. While in a combat fight, she manages to take him out and the team reaches the ground floor of the building. There the snipers are unable to see them or gun at them. While at the ground floor, the building is now surrounded by Russian police and there is no way out. At the ground floor, one of their teammate who was badly injured by sniper shots dies of fetal wounds. They must carry his body and not leave any evidence of any involvement of Americans on Russian soil. Kelly volunteers to cover the team's escape, since he is a convicted murderer. His death could be plausibly denied. Kelly climbs up to the rooftop of the building and starts firing shots and throwing grenades to the Russian police officers. He buys the team time to reach safety, but now he also has to save himself. A number of police officers are onto him. He manages to gun all of them down. He is badly injured. He then uses an explosion as cover to steal a Russian police uniform. While in the police uniform, he manages to disguise as a Russian police officer and hijacks an ambulance to escape. He meets his team, and they start organizing leaving the country. Kelly and the surviving team members leave the country by boat. While on the boat, Ritter officially reports Kelly as dead and tells him to be a ghost, allowing him to hunt for the real traitor. Kelly tells Ritter that he was wrong about him all along. While in DC, Kelly tracks down the Secretary of Defense and he finds him. He strangles him and he passes out. He sneaks him out and takes him on a ride with his hands tied. He starts interrogating him. He asks him why he chose to bring his war inside Kelly's house, which saw his expectant wife die. He asks him again why he killed his team. Kelly threatens to kill his daughter, wife and son while he is watching. Clay says everything. He confesses to being behind the intelligence leaks and orchestrating conflicts between USA and Russia. He further adds he wanted to start a war with Russia to boost the economy and unite the American people against a common enemy. Kelly tells him that he had no right to kill his wife and tells him that he is going to say his wife's name before he dies. Kelly drives the car over a bridge into Potomac River. Clay finally says the name of his deceased wife, Pam. The car sinks to the bottom of the Potomac River, drowning Clay. Kelly starts getting visions of his wife Pam telling him that she is always with him. A week later, Lieutenant Commander Karen Greer is attending John Kelly's burial. After she goes back in her vehicle, Kelly is seated in the back. Taking you back on the bottom of Potomac River. Kelly escapes, with a recording of the confession of Clay, with the help of Greer, who was waiting in the river with a diving gear. Later, CIA operative Robert Ritter presents the recording to his bosses and asks for a favor. At Washington Union Station, Greer gives Kelly a new identity provided by Ritter. He leaves to begin his new life as John Clark. 1 year later, Clark meets with a newly promoted Deputy Director Ritter and proposes the creation of a multinational counterterrorism team, codename Rainbow. Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe for more of such recaps. Have a great day.